her life is straight out of a spy movie. In fact, Ben Affleck's character in the movie Argo is based on her late husband. She's the former CIA chief of disguise who lived a dangerous life full of deception and close encounters with enemies across the globe. To tell us more, please welcome to the show, Jonna Mendez. Yes.
It's delightful to be here.
Jonna, I grew a beard just to look more like Ben Affleck for this interview, so here we go.
It's working.
It's working. In your book, you talk about how your first husband didn't tell you he worked for the CIA until after you got engaged. What was that like, learning you would kind of have to live your life undercover moving forward?
Well, you know, he was kind of in a pickle. He was undercover. He couldn't tell me that he was undercover. I mean, if we hadn't been engaged, I just might have just, walked away. He didn't know. So he had to wait until I said yes to the proposal. Then he had to tell me. I think he thought I was going to be shocked. I wasn't shocked. I thought it sounded like another adventure to pile on top of the adventures I had behind me already. I was ready to go, ready to rock.
Wow.
I like that.
I love her.
It was
when
kismet.
I grow up, I want to be you, because I would have been like, I got to go. Now, after you got married, you were able to start working with the CIA as a, quote, contract wife. What did that involve, and what were the challenges?
Contract wives came in at the bottom. We were cheap labor. We were basically hired as contract overseas, with the hope that when we went back home, we'd be able to convert to full staff, which is what I did. But I was coming from this was in Europe, and I was coming from a job where I was supervising about 20 young foreign women in a hospital doing medical dictation and surgical dictation. And I had a staff, and then all of a sudden, I'm a contract wife with the CIA. It felt like a demotion, not a promotion. Mm-hmm. But it was a beginning of something new, and turned out to be a pretty good decision to take that job.
Mm-hmm. Now, eventually, as you said, it worked well in your favor. You worked your way up to, I didn't know they had this, the disguise department at the CIA. Okay, what were some of the things people in this department had to do while going through training? I mean, was it like Hollywood, prosthetics? What?
Oh, we were better. We were so good.
Yes.
You had to take a color blindness test just in case, because a lot of people are colorblind and don't even really know it.
Right.
You had to be able to sculpt an ear. We would give them a dental stone of an ear. You had to be able to replicate that ear just to see that you had those capabilities. We had to work with making masks, like Hollywood stunt double masks, very simple masks.
Wow.
The first one I ever made was Rex Harrison. We had the mold for his face.
Rex?
And in the book, I tell you that we used him all over the world, without his knowledge, of course.
Oh my God!
We could finish him as a woman. He made a really ugly woman. We could change his ethnicity. We could make him any color that we wanted. We could make him anything we wanted or needed, and we did.
That's amazing.
It was very successful.
Unbelievable. In fact, you once briefed President George H.W. Bush while wearing a disguise. What was his reaction when you took the mask off? There you are.
No
That's the photo.
Way.
He absolutely loved it. And that's as animated as I ever saw George H.W. Bush. And I followed him through the political season. I have to say, I didn't vote for him. I was afraid he didn't have enough of a vision for me. But he had a vision in the Oval Office when I took off my face. And he liked it as much as anyone. He just sparkled. He was pleased. Wow. So was I.
I have a million questions. So aside from the movie Argo, which is based on your late husband, does Hollywood ever come close to showing what it's really like to be a spy?
Not close enough. There are a lot of shows that I don't like to watch. I didn't ever want to watch Homeland.
Yeah.
People loved it. The show that I really liked, was The Americans. Mm-hmm. Joe Weisberg, who put that show together, had worked at the CIA. Not for long, for like 4 years, 5 years. We consider that just a second. He worked there for a career. But he learned enough to make a real story about people with kids. Never mind that they were Russians posing as Americans with kids. But this, that family tension, the going out in the evening, nobody knew what you were doing, where you're going, what was going to happen. That was all very real. It felt absolutely true to life to me.
I'm going to watch that series now.
I watched it over COVID.
I will watch
The
it
Americans
now.
is excellent.
Woo, Jonna, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing these incredible stories. DBL Nation, you can pick up a copy of her book, In True Face, A Woman's Life in the CIA Unmasked, wherever books are sold. Thank you again, Jonna.
Congrats
be
on
right
having
back.
Great
the coolest
interview.
life ever.
Yeah, great interview.
Thank you. You guys are fun. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.